All right, Tesla update here on the 26th. So I'm just going to say from the very beginning, it's still not 100% clear what we are. Is this ABC? Or is this 1, 2, something like that? And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like that. The reason it's not clear is we didn't break 262. We hit it and then backed off. They're making this really hard to figure out exactly what's going on. The structure of this smaller time frame move is bullish, ABC right here. But if you look at the timing of this, Tuesday 8:30, Thursday 8:30, we could be heading lower until tomorrow morning. It could potentially even come all the way down here to 240, and I wouldn't be surprised, because on the hourly, that's the end of -2 standard deviations. We got a gap fill down here, and that's around the 1.61 fib of AB. So I'm watching this on smaller time frames. I have some puts. I have some sold puts, and I'm just watching to see what happens. It could go like this into the close, and then tomorrow we gap down. So it looks like that would be the end of the C wave, but again, the timing of it could take this into tomorrow morning. And then also, is that the end of wave 4, or is that just an A wave? There's a lot of different things going on here. If this is a 5-wave move, though, remember this is the third wave right here that hit the 1.61 fib. I'll show you again. Hit the 1.61 fib and broke the parallel line if you draw it from here to here. So I would normally want to see a 4th wave hit at least this midpoint. And so that actually says we're going down more to 240 most of the time. So maybe tomorrow it only comes down here to 245. That's possible too. So yeah, we're watching that to see where the 4th wave ends. And if the 4th wave were to come to 240, my 3rd wave target would be I don't know why that got erased. My 3rd wave target would be outside this parallel line right here. So maybe somewhere around like 275, 280 if we hit 240. If that's the end of the 4th wave right there and we go higher, then I'm looking for 290. Just based on the length of the 1st wave, I'd be looking for 290. So we're going to see what happens going into the end of the day, into tomorrow. It's a very, very tough stock to figure out sometimes, and you have to have multiple scenarios. I've said this on previous videos, but you have everybody trading this. Every trader, like everyone's trying to trade this at the same time. It's not going to be easy to figure out. The algos are going to make it tough. And what else did they do today that made it even more tough? Oh, we hit the 1.61 fib of what I said could be ABC. We hit the 1.61 fib and immediately dropped. So now it's like, is this ABC? We hit the 1.61 fib. We came straight down from there. Are we making a 1st wave down, 2nd wave retrace, and we're going to come back down here? So a lot of indecision still on this move, what it is. Right now, I'm leaning towards it being a 4th wave, though, only because of this structure. Unless that's some kind of diagonal, which I don't think so. It would have to be some kind of diagonal, but yeah, we're going to find out real soon. Whenever this makes the next move, I think we'll have a pretty clear idea of what's going on. So if it were to go to new highs here, I'd say, okay, we're in the 5th wave. If it sells off more, I would say we're in the either first wave down of the C leg, all the way down to 200, or we're in a 5-wave move down here for the 4th wave. So tomorrow we'll find out. Another day of sitting here trying to figure out exactly what the count is. So, and this has dragged on for a while too. It looks like, if I'm just looking at this like eye test, it looks to me like a B wave. Let's be honest. It looks like a B wave. If I was looking for an impulse move, I'd be looking for this. Something like, basically like this move right here. I'd be looking for this. Look how this is sideways and this is straight up. So, I mean, the structure on smaller time frames suggests a 4th wave, but the overall move looks like a B wave to me. So, we'll find out tomorrow. SMCI is down. I did a video probably a month ago on this stock, and I've had this monthly demand zone highlighted between 251 and 328 for a while now. It's probably going there now. And I've actually never bought this stock or traded this stock, I don't think one time. The whole time it's been going crazy. But if we zoom out here, and I might buy if we come down here to 300 though. This has been my count for a while. We're in a 4th wave here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially a 5th wave after that. So you got monthly demand down here. What is this pattern right here? Potentially a 5-wave move. I was looking at WXY too, but that doesn't make much sense because they'd be going way too low. This is more than likely 5 waves. But then again, if it's a 4th wave, it can't be 5 waves. So either way, it's a buy down here between 250 and 327. And then we'll find out what it does from there. It'll probably bounce back up here to like $500-600. So probably not buying here yet. If it comes back up here, I probably still won't touch it. But if it comes down here, especially like around 300, I'm probably going to be buying and just see what happens. A lot of support right here. Mara hit, finally took off higher after that B wave. And it has not quite gotten to the top of this parallel line. Maybe one more move higher up here to 19 bucks. But it is a nice move from the bottom. It looks like it could top out around 18. If it keeps on going, potentially a 3rd wave, but probably not. I think it's an ABC move here. You can see we only retraced the 0.38 fib. Nice impulse move here to finish off the C wave. So Tesla, let's find out tomorrow what's going to happen. They're just kind of chopping it back and forth again. Seems like what they do every day for like 80% of the time. BABA, big move higher here over the last couple of days. What exactly is this? I think that this more than likely is going to end up being a C leg of the overall B wave. So A, B, C up here, but it's B. So you can see here we have A down, B, C down. So if I was in this stock, the max you can go is 139. But if I'm in this stock, there's a gap fill here at 117. It's already filled a few gaps. That might be a daily supply zone up there. I'd probably be selling up there. I'd probably be scaling out up here too as well. So but could this be? Could be going higher too. We'll see. 1, 2 right here. I would just be looking for that 119 gap, I think. This isn't necessarily. Then again, it did retrace to the 0.78 fib. It's a tough chart, really. I just don't like the fact that this made an ABC move right here. This was an impulse move, impulse, ABC. That's why I'm saying the C wave of the overall B wave is probably ending up in here. So yeah, I'd probably be selling, and not the fact that it's overextended like crazy too. Let's see where we're at on the weekly. So yeah, weekly way overextended. Daily super overextended. I'd probably be scaling out up here, to be honest. If you bought this at like 80 bucks and you're up like 30, 40%, I'd be getting out probably. Boeing got a nice bounce today. What else we got here? Rivian, I bought that yesterday. I did a video on that. Snow, still not bouncing. QQQ, let's go ahead and go over that. I gotta put Tesla up here. Okay, so QQQ. What did it do today? It filled the 493 gap. And what did it do immediately? It sold off from there. That's another reason why on Tesla, there's still a good chance that that's a B wave. Because if this filled the top gap, then yeah, there's a very good chance. There's two different structures I'm looking for on QQQ, but I think this one makes the most sense. Be a crazy sell-off, but that makes the most sense to me. This was an impulse move. This was not an impulse move. Impulse, corrective, impulse. Looks like a B wave to me. The other possibility is this. And then we go higher. So on that scenario, you still come down here to like 445. So QQQ, we're going to find out next week. Remember, the end of September, they want to keep their clients happy, make it look good at the end of September, and then sell everything off in October. So QQQ, probably a sell, sold off right at the gap fill, right into supply. SPY, let's see what's going on with SPY. Same thing. So SPY's got a gap at 505, potentially sell off down there. So on the daily, it doesn't look like it can do that, but on the weekly, that's perfectly fine. This would just set it up perfectly for a melt up. We'd be at the very bottom of the weekly standard deviation somewhere in November, and then run up into 2025. QQQ, weekly time frame. 407 would be a little bit farther, be 3 standard deviations, run up after that. Maybe a B wave or something up here. What else is there to look at? NVDA filled its gap as well, another reason to sell. And look what happened. It sold off from the very top. I've gone over these multiple times, multiple videos. So NVIDIA is either going to do this, 98 bucks, or it's going to be a triangle like that. So depending on how far SPY and QQQ retrace, I would say 110 or 98 bucks. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. Somewhat long, but Tesla, we're still waiting. From what I just showed you, I would lean towards it being a B wave, and I'd be very cautious here. But and also you got supply zone up here, monthly supply. It basically hit that area. So I'd be very cautious up here, but there is a chance it's still a fourth wave and it still makes a move much higher. That would just mean the market continues to go higher and I'm completely wrong. But we'll find out. I'll do an update later if anything happens, but that's the update for the 26th. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates. I had a question about Palantir actually, real quick. Whoops. Palantir is really hard to do technical analysis on now because it hit all my targets. My target was 32. It hit that target and it's just been sitting up here chopping for the last week in a weekly supply zone. So I really wouldn't be buying here. If you're gonna buy here, just buy like 10% of your intended position if you don't have a position yet, because there are some gaps below, and this is pretty overextended. It doesn't matter what people tell you; it's the most amazing stock ever. And then everyone gets sucked into it, and then all of a sudden it sells off, and everyone hates it again. So you have a gap here at 31. You have 25, you have a gap here at 17, and there's a gap all the way down here at 7. I'm not saying it's going to 7. I would think that the most it could go to maybe like 18 bucks, but that would be a 50% drop. Definitely possible though, and I would wait for a pullback on this one. Maybe put a little bit of money in right here, but not much. You're in weekly supply right here. So that's it for this video. Let's see what happens. Hopefully by tomorrow or early next week, we know what's going on with Tesla. Is it going to continue higher, go to 400, or is it going to pull back to 200? We should find out by early next week.